Welcome back, YouTubers. This is Congrexes Prime coming at you with another State of Decay 2 Beginner's Guide to Completing Nightmare Zone, episode number 5. And this will be like take 500, it feels like to me, guys, because every time I've tried to voice over this video, something glitches out, something happens. So I'm hoping that finally I can get this video out to you guys. So we left off with a special trade vendor that we found, and I was able to get several books from on the previous episode. And I saw the Elite Eternal Guard, and I wanted it. So what I did was, is I couldn't play anymore. I paused the game. I went to do what I had to do, my little diligence and stuff that I had to do around real life. Came back a few hours later, and here we are. So I continued the recording, and and we're pretty much setting up to try to get that Elite Eternal Guard. And most of you guys are gonna be like, what's so important about that gun? Well, it's 150 rounds of 7.62, and I can probably kill about 3 plague hearts with that thing in a matter of seconds. So having a gun like that towards the end, like when the plague hearts get tougher, is pretty cool. Second, I want it. I want the gun. I know there's some people that are not fan of that gun, but I like it. It's a fun little gun to have. I've only really obtained 4 or 5 of them in my lifetime of playing State of Decay. This would probably be the sixth Elite Eternal Guard that I get my hands on. So it's not easy to get this weapon, especially if you're constantly playing in Nightmare Zone. So I'm heading over here. I believe I'm looking to check out this quest. And there's a pack of 3 pharaohs there, which is not cool. And this quest, whenever you see quests like this and you're low on personnel, before I even talk about that, you guys notice what I did there. I went all the way around the backside. I saw the triple pharaohs. I didn't want to deal with the triple pharaohs at the moment, so I kind of took the long scenic route around to break aggro so they could rubber band back. But now, back to this quest. Whenever you get these quests in State of Decay 2, and you don't have people in your homestead, this is a good way to recruit them. Normally, you do this quest, and 2 things are going to happen. Either A, they're going to thank you, and they're going to be like, here's some materials, or 2, since this is not a homestead quest, it's going to be like, hey, can we join? So it's a 50-50. You don't know what you're going to get. So obviously, whenever I saw that quest, I was like, well, let me help them out, and hopefully I can recruit them, because that's going to put me in a position where I can finally move from where I'm at in terms of having enough people to do it, to go to the police station. So I know I need quite a bit of influence. So there's 2 things I want. 1, I want to move. 2, I want to get the Elite Eternal Guard. So everything requires influence. So doing this quest, will give me, I don't know, several, I want to say something like 100 influence, maybe less, between the zombies that we kill plus the quest itself. Now, I wanted to complete the quest, and as you guys see, it wasn't proccing, it wasn't giving me the option. So it's because this Juggernaut was in the porch sunbathing. So I had to get him unstuck so that the quest would advance. And that's what I'm doing right here. As you guys can see, I'm trying to talk to them to see if we can advance the quest, and we can. They asked me if they can join, so of course I'm going to take the option of recruiting them, because there's no other way around it. You know what I mean? I have to pick up people right now. That's just a priority. That's priority 1. Priority 2 is Elite Eternal Guard, in that order. So we're going to talk about a few advanced tactics in this particular game. One of them will be here. We're going to talk about this Juggernaut fight. You notice that I started swinging at him. He turned around. As soon as that happens, guys, you want to be doing 2 things. 1, you want to be pushing the directional, your analog directional pad away from him. And 2, you want to hit the dodge button. The next thing is, if you have an NPC doing what this guy's doing, he's grabbing aggro, and you'll see him snap back to the NPC. You immediately want to get behind him and start jabbing at him with your melee weapon. And you can use your NPCs that way. You can kind of use them as I like to call them, like drones. and it's an effective way to take out a Juggernaut early in the game when you don't have grenades, when you don't have explosives, when you don't have, you know, really high caliber weapons. Using an NPC like that against one Juggernaut is it's a doable thing. So it worked out. We got some nice influence out of that deal from the quest. We also got some nice influence for killing the Juggernaut. So it's a win-win right there. So 250 influence closer to our goal of moving and buying the Elite Eternal Guard. We're gonna talk about more advanced tactics as they happen. We're gonna get into some situations in this episode where I think you guys, I'm gonna demonstrate what I call the drag method, and we're gonna talk more in depth about that as we get to that part of this episode. So like I said, I've recorded this episode a while back, and since I've had to do so many reshoots because of my software or my computer or a combination of both, prevented me from making this video. Matter of fact, I was so frustrated that I made another video before this one, which is the how-to guide, how to build a winter soldier build on a State of Decay character. So if you guys are interested in watching that video, I'm gonna link it to this video at the end. You're gonna see a little picture where you can click on that video, and I'm also gonna try to put a link somewhere in the middle of this video as I'm talking about it right now, because it's only 8 minutes long, but it gives you an idea if you're interested in building a character to be very resilient in State of Decay 2. Now, you guys notice I went to my medical facility and I hit the little heart buff. It's because I had a lot of meds and I figured a little extra health doesn't hurt anybody. So anytime I have a lot of health, I'm always popping that buff because it's a very useful buff. The same thing with the buff that you can get from food as well. If you have a cook in your facility and you have a kitchen, then you can pop that buff as well, and it's useful. Remember, having buffs on is not a crime. It's in the game and it helps you. So right in here, I'm looking at to see what characters have negative stats. As you guys can see, both of these characters are trash. They all have negative stats. I believe the only guy that's worth a darn is the new army-looking guy in the back that I have. I think he's like neutral. He doesn't have any negatives or positives. And I'm looking at this person's traits here to see. I'm just trying to get a feel of my community, basically, to see who's staying, who's going. I already know I got 2 clowns back there that are not gonna stay in this community the minute I can find myself bodies to replace them that are at least neutral traits or that they have positives. Prefer that positives. So that's what you got to look at. If you have characters that have like irritability, if they're constantly getting your community members mad, they get into fights, it becomes a problem as your morale is not that high, especially in Nightmare Zone, which is a little more difficult to keep people happy. Those effects can affect your characters' injuries. You get injuries from them fighting. They get morale penalties. You know, it's just a cascade effect that happens. You start wasting resources because people start getting depressed, so they start eating more. They start blowing meds. They start, you know, so it becomes a hassle. So managing your morale, managing your characters so that irritability is not a factor. Is the only way to really do that is to not have a character in there that has that particular traits. So I have 2 characters in my community right now that have that. So I have to figure out later on, hopefully, after I move, I can get my hands on better characters where I won't have to worry about that as much. So now we're going to talk about that drag method that I was talking about. You guys notice what's happening here. You guys always see me do this. You never see me stay in the pocket and just swing. And what I mean by that is I'm never trying to fight where the zombies want me to fight. Because if you do that, there's only 3 possible outcomes early in the game. The number 1 outcome is you're going to run out of snacks, you're going to run out of energy drinks, or you're going to run out of stems, whichever one it is. And then you're not going to be able to recoup your blue bar. So what'll happen next is that your health bar is going to go down, your red bar. And then eventually, unforeseenably, the outcome of your character is you're going to die. You're going to get overwhelmed. It's just a matter of time. There are other factors that can happen, like your weapon can jam if you have a gun, or if your you know, if you had a pretty crappy melee weapon, which this character doesn't have, because we went close quarter combat, then your melee weapon will break as well. So it'll put you in a bind. You know, you start doing, you know, you start making mistakes. And if you notice here, you see those reverberations on the left hand corner of the radar, and those three zombies didn't immediately rush me and attack me. They stopped right there and they did their little, I call it their little raptor call. And now they're spawning more zombies, but they're gonna go to that raptor call where they did it. So I stayed away from the circle, as you guys can see, didn't aggro them, and now I can take a small break, recoup my energy as I did there, reset, replant, rearm, refit, and go back at it and take out these last few zombies. And as you guys notice, I didn't take too much damage and I didn't waste any stems whatsoever. So, or energy or health trinkets. I didn't, you know, I barely used anything. So using the dragon method, just remember, you don't want to fight where the zombies are at, especially if you see them stop and do their little mating call. If they do that call, the reverberation, as I like to call it, raptor call, whatever you want to call it, they do their little, you know, their little yell, you're gonna get more zombies in your face. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna put you in a bind. So to prevent that from happening, use the drag method and do like a circuit. You know, imagine you know you're in a racetrack, you know, an oval racetrack, and just run that oval. Just keep running it. And if you can get walls in between you and the oval, even better. So that's something to think about. Um, a method of fighting. And being that I have a crossbow here, and I'm looking to level influence, which I'm doing a horrible job at shooting at a screamer here. Um, that's one thing that I don't like about State of Decay. You guys saw what just happened there. That zombie was not there. If you look when I made the approach on the left and on the right, there was no zombies. And I was in the stealth position, crouch position, and the zombie just, you know, without any warning, without any, you know, any kind of audio cue, boom, it shows up behind you and starts either scratching your back or they jump on your back, which is the worst one out of all of them. And that right there is frustrating in Nightmare Zone, and it happens a lot. So I like to call it the ninja strike, the Koga ninja strike. You know, they just come out of nowhere. You know, the zombie was a ninja in his pastime, and it happens a lot. It's frustrating, but it's predictable. So let's see what kind of cardio I got backpacking, and I went backpacking with this character. Okay, so that's you know, this is going to be an interesting build with this character, but that's because I didn't have too many options. I think it was resourcefulness and backpacking. I chose backpacking. Um, resourcefulness is not bad. It's just not my preferred uh, skill to use, especially when I run my nightmare zones. Especially if I'm at. Normally, I have three characters that I play the most. Normally, I have, you know, two stealthy characters with marathon, and then I have a third character, what I call the wheel character, which either has backpacking or discipline and endurance and or powerhouse or something like that. So I have something different that I run with. So you know, this character didn't have the option, as you guys can see, for like my preferred stat. So I decided to just go with backpacking, which is not a bad deal, guys. Backpacking is not bad. It gives you a higher threshold and eventually gives you an extra slot of space in your inventory. So it's not a bad trait whatsoever. So here I'm trying to use the back of the car to kill the Pharaoh. And of course, the Pharaoh's not cooperating. So I eventually, even though I ran him over right there, you know, he's immune to being run over by cars. So eventually I have to man up and get out of this car and shoot at the darn Pharaoh. But again, more zombies keep popping. So I just keep using the back of the vehicle, which is the strongest part of your vehicle, to mow down as many zombies as I can before I step foot outside of the vehicle and I'm forced to fight this Pharaoh. So I believe that's what I'm planning to do here very shortly, because I keep trying to hit him, as you guys can see, and I'm doing a very bad job of trying to kill this darn Pharaoh. So I'll keep messing him. Pretty funny to actually look at, though. After the fact. Here we go. I should have gotten the kill there and they didn't give it to me. So eventually I get a zombie in my front of the car, which, as you guys know, keeping a zombie in front of your car instead of the K2 is a big no-no, and you will take more damage. So here we go. I believe I switched to my pistol because I don't trust this one shot that I'm gonna have against the Pharaoh, and I missed that shot, so that missed another shot. Finally got him. So I don't trust myself with a character that doesn't have uh, any kind of shooting ability. Because if you guys notice, the reticle is humongous. It's like the size of Grand Canyon. So even if you put the cross right in between the eyes of any zombie, there is that possibility you're gonna shoot around their head or you're gonna shoot around wherever you're trying to shoot. So um, that's why I didn't trust myself with the crossbow because I had a feeling that I would miss that shot, and then it takes forever and a day to rearm the crossbow. So instead of taking that chance, that risk of missing and then scrambling for the pistol, I'd rather have the pistol ready to go. It's the safer bet to take. So the goal here is that I'm trying to clear out this infestation. Now, what I'm going to give you guys a little preamble to this fight is that this is going to be an excellent fight to demonstrate the drag method and how a character of this level, as you guys know, the only thing he has going for him is close quarter combat and backpacking. That is it. His other skills are trash. So you're gonna see now how effective you can be um, with a character that doesn't have, let's say, marathon, and you can still manage it. See, I'm using the drag method. I'm trying to see when the characters fall like that. I was trying really hard to execute, but the game didn't want me to kill those dudes with an execute because you guys saw. But there, I took a some chips, and I dropped the hammer. As you can see, there's a bunch more zombies coming. So now um, I have to do something. Now, if I stay in the pocket, like just fight them out, I will lose. It's just a matter of time. So here we go. Drag method in full effect, guys. I know I have walls to my left, but I just want to do some extending. Take out it one really quick, and then reload the crossbow on the run, and maybe take another shot. Hopefully get them. I do. There you go. My shooting's maxed out now. I actually get to pick a skill, and boom, I shoot again. Take another guy out. I'm trying to use the drag method, and I'm watching to see if they reverberate. Right now, they haven't. They're too busy chasing me, which is a good thing. And I'm gonna go ahead and extend out on them just in case they decide to reverberate. And trying to stuff a little bit, trying to get. There we go, perfect. That's what I was trying to make happen. I'm trying to make them miss. And here I am getting a little aggressive, um, trying to kill as many of these dudes as I can before more spawn up. Being that I don't have a molly, this would have been a perfect time to drop a Molotov cocktail in there, or a fuel bomb. And especially when you got them clumped up like that, it's just an easy way to kill a lot of zombies. But being that I don't have that, because you know, just haven't been lucky to find one or have the materials to make some. Um, Here I am doing the drag method over and over again. So this is going to be, me running, extending. See the reverberations? I get outside of the mating call, and then I do a little fighting. I get outside of the mating call as I see it, and of course pick up a crossbow when I get a chance. And whenever I see the mating call, I get outside of the circle. And then if I don't see no mating call, I just keep hammering away at them. And if you continue to see extend, fire, extend, you can isolate the zombies. And even though they may reverberate, you guys see that in the background? There was uh, like 4 more zombies that spawned up to their last like mating call. They're right there, right where they're at, looking right at them. So I have a choice here. I can, kill a couple of them from range, or I can get in my vehicle and move on. I decide I'm gonna kill them because I need the influence. So, and I need to learn how to shoot a crossbow. Because I'm always I'm always shooting guns. I don't shoot that many crossbows. So this is a good way to practice. It's a good way to level up your shooting as well. Um, there's no uh, there's no consequences to using a crossbow, especially if you are in the stealth position like I am. And it's a really, really good, effective way to get kills. As you guys saw, I dealt with a pretty decent size herd there, and using the dragon method, continuing to move, using the rear of my camera. You cycle your camera view backwards as you're running to get a better view. So what do I pick here? I went with sharpshooting or weapon handling. I went with sharpshooting. Sharpshooting gives you the ability to penetrate zombies. So let's say they're lined up and you take a shot. There's a good probability that one shot can kill two zombies. Hell, I've seen people do three shots. Three headshots with one bullet. So it can happen. Um, I'm not a I'm not against sharpshooting. It's a good stat, but we're gonna talk about a controversial one now, guys. We're gonna get. I think this. I want to call it a a hot button topic. It's gonna be gunslinger. Most people are anti-gunslinger, and as you guys know, I'm not. So most people think that gunslinger is cheap. That you can snap aim at any zombie at will and kill them with one shot. It's a double acting action though. You have to lock on and then you have to fire. So you have to kind of do two things at one time. Um, I don't use gunslinger like that. I only use gunslinger with when I'm in a jam and when I want to get a quick shot out and continue to move. I may use gunslinger in that matter. Now I can see it becoming a problem if that's the only way you know how to fire a weapon in the game, and it can be a pretty big uh, like a crutch. You can use it entirely too much, and I can understand why people will frown on that. But I always say this: if an ability is in the game, it's built into the game. It ain't like you're putting a program in and you're hacking your way into aimbotting or snap aiming people. It's built into the game. It requires the usage of stamina. The lower the level you are in Gunslinger, the harder it is to use Gunslinger. So as you get higher up, it gets a little easier, but nevertheless, you consume stamina while you're doing these snap aim abilities. So you sacrifice stamina for a quick shot. That is, in a nutshell, what Gunslinger does. One hitting perk that Gunslinger has, it's had for a long time in the game, and is the main reason I have Gunslinger, is because of uh, the reload ability. As a matter of fact, until recently, Gunslinger was the only way you can get like rapid reloads. Now, the game devs have changed that in the last two updates, where now, as you level up your shooting ability, it gives you some reload speed increase, but it was not the case, 2 years ago. So the only way you would have been able to rapid reload something really fast um, was by using Gunslinger. So that's the main reason why I really thought Gunslinger was really powerful, is because of that reload speed. And that reload speed can work with handguns. It works with rifles. Hell, it works with your crossbow. It accelerates everything. So having Gunslinger for the reload speed was always one of the main reasons I had it. So here we are again, guys. We're gonna go ahead and try to stealth a little bit. And what I'm trying to do here is just pretty much level my fighting and level my shooting. I know that this character is about to get tired because we've been uh, playing for over 20 minutes now, going on 30. So what I'm trying to do here is, um, you know, getting a little reckless with them. To be honest with you, I don't know why, I pushed this issue right here, knowing that I have no Molotov cocktails and that I only have two snacks in my pocket. I'm not really sure, but you guys are noticing something, right? Notice the pattern of what I'm doing here. I'm using the drag method, and what am I doing? I'm doing a racetrack. So in my mind, I look at the field and I'm like, all right, so if I can do, an oval that's 200 meters by 200 meters by 200 meters, and just see what I'm doing. it's a pattern. This is a pattern that I hope I can cut. I can get across to you guys, and hopefully get you guys to think this way when you're fighting in State of Decay, Nightmare Zone. Um, it's tricky, but once you get a feel for fighting like this, you notice all the zombies are coming at me. I have time now to get my blue bar up, and they're coming at me almost like one at a time. Now, when it gets too crazy, I start the racetrack again. Watch, and then I'm trying to make them dodge. See, every time they leap like that, I try to get behind them, and as long as there ain't too many of them, I can continue to whelp them down a little bit. But the minute I see a reverberation, you guys are gonna notice that I will. I see, there it is. Saw the reverberation. Now I know more zombies are coming, so I have to get out of this. Like, I should have gone out of there like a long time ago. I'm not sure why. There we go. So I start the circuit all over again. Now I've took a pretty substantial amount of damage here, so I'm still trying to figure out like what the heck I'm thinking. I think at this point, to be honest with you guys, I wanted to show you um, basically the drag method. You know what I mean? This is the nutshell what I was trying to get across at this point. I said, well, I'm about to surrender this character to it being tired, so I might as well uh, you know show you guys how to run the circuit. Here we go. We're gonna start the circuit again, and I'm starting to work these guys down. I get more cocky as I see less zombies. So if I see zombies coming like onesies and twosies like this, I'm gonna push. I'm gonna get aggressive, and I'm gonna take care of them as quickly as I can by executing them. Having close quarter combat, again, close quarter combat is a really nice ability in this game. It gives you that quick execution and a quick way to get rid of a zombie without having to do two steps. You do it all in one step, one flow, boom. So I still have 10 zombies to worry about in here to clear this infestation. You believe I've killed, I don't know, it seems like a couple hundred zombies, right? I'm lying. It's probably only like 60 zombies we've killed. But nevertheless, it felt that way. It felt like I've been fighting forever here. And I'm still trying to clear this infestation. Or at least that is the goal. And hell, we fought two pharaohs. One I killed with a pistol, one I killed with a crossbow, I believe. And I got extra cocky and took them out. Um, Again, my shooting is going up, which is good, man. This character's, I mean, we've been doing so much fighting in the last, 25 minutes that, as you guys can see, I've leveled quite a bit in his shooting, and most of that has been crossbows. Some of it, has been with a pistol. Um, so, again, you can do this in this game. You can stealth. You can use all the bells and whistles that you got at your disposal. Nightmare Zone is not easy. Um, it gets easier as you keep playing it, but it's not easy. You can even people that play this game for a long time can make mistakes, and it can cost them. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If you're afraid of doing Nightmare Zone because you're afraid of dying, then you have to get over that hump. You know, you're gonna die. Especially if you don't know the visual cues, if you don't know um, what's happening in front of you. I can tell you guys a million techniques, but if you're that kind of person that um, you know gets into a situation and gets overwhelmed easy, the nightmare is going to be very tough for you. You know what I mean? It's just going to be tough. You have to probably practice extra harder to get over that nervousness. Now, um, I've done a couple live streams with people, and we've done, I've run them through Nightmare Zone, and I always see something that happens to people whenever they get like a lot of zombies on top of them. The first thing that happens is they either yelp or scream like, "Uh oh, I'm in trouble," and then they freeze. Always verbatimly. That's what always happens to them. So what you have to do as a player is work on that aspect of the game if you want, if you want to be if you want to do Nightmare Zone. If you don't want to, or it frustrates you, or you can't do it, there's nothing wrong with playing, Standard Zone. Nothing wrong with, running Green Zone. There's nothing wrong with playing whatever um, zone that you're comfortable with. But I'm thinking and I'm guessing that if you're watching this particular beginner's guide to completing Nightmare Zone, that your ultimate goal is to do Nightmare Zone. So that's my assumption. Um, so what I'm trying to help you guys with is just visualizing um, different techniques. Some are advanced, some are not. And the biggest technique, the biggest hurdle that you as a player are gonna have to get over is feeling that feeling of overwhelmed. If you're overwhelmed, then you have to use probably a different fighting style or a different technique to get you through Nightmare Zone. Sometimes, uh, doing the drag method may not be good for you. You may want to just, hey, run in a straight line and you will break combat. They will rubber band out, especially if you can duck around a building and then stealth, change directions, find a corner and hide, get out of sight. That's probably a better technique for somebody who gets easily overwhelmed. That the drag method is probably not going to work. And the drag method takes a little practicing, it takes a little situational awareness. So I decided, I think, to bring out the vector. I'm not even entirely sure why I did that, but I think it's because I want to clear out these zombies. And I think um, that herd came in just as I was trying to change out my loadout so that I can take them and let them go back to the house from the outpost. But they decided to throw a zombie herd at me, and they're not verberating, so I'm not moving. They verberate, I'm gonna move. It's real simple. They're not verberating. There's only a couple of zombies. They're still attacking me. You guys know this. Boom. No more zombies come. I'm in a safe zone anyway, so technically a circle of trust slash antitrust, because this is an outpost, so nothing's supposed to spawn in here. Everything has to come from the outer band of the circle, but we all know that that's not always the case. So, and if you don't know, now you know. Um, so I believe here I'm gonna fix them up, and I believe, yeah. You see, I got a book already. I got the Gunslinger. Well, I call it the Gunslinger book, but it's just to reset your shooting ability, which the plan is this, guys. I'm probably gonna do a Sheriff Legacy, right? I keep talking about it because it's one of the funner legacies, and it can be difficult to complete. And I'm gonna show you guys some tactics to use against that particular ending. But in order for me to be effective in that particular fight, I'm gonna need to have a sheriff character that has Gunslinger. Um, because you're gonna have to fight NPCs. And fighting NPCs in this game right now, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Now, after this next update, they're actually gonna nerf. After update 21, they're gonna nerf the NPCs Enclaves aim to not be able to kill you at 250 yards out before you even get out of your car, and take a breath. You're dead. You can't even open your door and you're dead. So I've also made a video on how to approach enclaves. That video is still valid, even if they nerf their aim. Being able to understand where and how to come into an enclave is still going to be very valuable. So that's another how-to video I made months ago, and I think I think I covered like a way to approach, coming into the enclave initially, instead of just like getting out of your car or trying to sneak up to them. There's certain parts of buildings that you can use as like a firewall, like a safe zone, and I talk about that in that video. So again, I'm probably gonna put a link to that video as well, so you guys can take a look at that how-to. That's if you plan to approach an enclave, which again, I don't suggest you do if you're new to the game. If you're new to Nightmare Zone, to this game mode, I recommend you kind of just, just avoid them for the time being. Just avoid them. But if you want to take your crack shot at them and you're an experienced player, you've done several nightmare zones and you want to get better at fighting enclaves, then by all means take a look at that video. It's I think there's a lot of useful information there. So there's the character getting tired. You guys see the Z's. I noticed that there was like a lot of herd. So we're gonna use a different technique here. This is the technique I was talking about. I call this the rubber band technique. And there's no circuit here. I'm just gonna run in a straight line, and I'm just gonna, you know, kill a few zombies if I can, and if I don't, like I noticed there was more coming, I was like, you know what, let's just get to a safe zone. This character is tired, get the bloater out of the way, and now I only have to worry about a few zombies here, so we're gonna go ahead and fight these guys. And they're being real difficult there. I don't know if you noticed that. They kept turning, they kept snapping. So I was like, okay, you don't want to give me your back, which is cool. I'll just go ahead and you know, swing away at you, or you know, in this case, I was trying to kill him. I thought I would be able to kill him in 3 swings, but it took 5. And he falls in front of me, which is perfect. All you gotta do is wait for him to kind of lunge at you. And I'm just trying to get my blue bar back at this point, and they keep coming. And if you notice, I'm not running a circuit here. I'm not interested in fighting. I'm just interested in extending away and seeing if I can make these zombies rubber band. Look, I tried 1,000 times to get behind them. For some reason, my character wouldn't turn to grab him, but he kept doing the grabbing motion. And there you go. That's what I wanted to do to him. And sometimes it's just like that, guys. It's just um, you know, that's just state of Decay too. Sometimes the controls are like butter, and sometimes they're kind of clunky. It just depends on the day, and depends on the character too, and depends what you're trying to do. So in this case, close quarter combat, I find myself making that mistake with the grab more than I do with, let's say, sword play. The sword play grabs a little better when you max it out. But again, here we go. I'm not doing a circuit. I'm doing, this is the rubber band. I'm running back the way I came, and I'm trying to rubber band these new zombies, because I rubber band the other guys back, but these guys, he reverberated. So now I know I gotta move. I gotta get out of this area, and I kill a zombie, and I try to get out of the area as fast as I can. But there they go, like clockwork, guys. They just keep coming, and you're gonna say, damn, they just keep coming. No, I knew they were coming. They reverberated, so that just tells me that I have to fight them. If I see another reverberation, I'm gonna try to get out of it. So this whole time, what I'm trying to do, to be honest with you guys, is break combat so that I could. Oh, look at that move right there. That move has a name. 5 points to the person that knows what I call that move. Leave a comment below. 5 points. 5 cool points. To see where that move is from. It's not a move I use often, but there you go. Now things are getting serious because the game is putting pressure. Now remember, I told you guys that you have to recognize when the game's trying to kill you. At this point, it's obvious to me the game's trying to kill me. So now I have to play a little different. I'm trying to break combat this whole entire time. That's all I want. I want to break combat so I can take this character out of commission. And as you guys can see now, a armored zombie herd came. So it's like the next thing that's gonna come in my mind are pharaohs. Either a pack of pharaohs, or there it is again. There's that move. It's that move takes a lot of stamina sometimes, guys. But if you can line up the zombies the right way, you can knock down 3 or 4 of them, and you can easily execute 2 of them. So that's what I'm trying to do right here. Is trying to get some executes in as quickly as possible, using that technique. Again, 5 points to what's to who does that move the most. And you know, here I am trying again to get out of here, and the zombies just keep coming. This has been an episode where I believe I have this theory, right, on State of Decay. Just like I had a theory on the timing of this game, which one of those theories is actually came true, according to the game devs on the last stream. So not this stream, that just the one before that. one of the games that talked about something that I already had a feeling was happening in the game. So there was like a knob, right? That the game difficulty just ramped up. And for me, it always happened between day 3 and day 5. And basically, what they were talking about is that there's a timer, not a timer, sorry, a ticker. So when you passed 4,000 influence, the game ramped up. It picked up difficulty. More things will spawn up. You start seeing more freaks. You start seeing more herds, and everything increased exponentially after those 4,000 points. Which with this new difficulty, they have increased the amount of zombies that are going to spawn up on a daily basis, but they've increased that ticker from 4,000 influence to 8,000 influence. So I already had a feeling that that was already happening because I noticed it always happened in day 3, day 4, sometimes day 5, where, oh, look at this character. You saw that, guys? I was able to pick multiple uh, skills like that. That doesn't happen often. Whenever you see like a long list of skills like that, man, that's sweet. That's a sweet feeling there when you get to pick stuff like that. But anyway, um, I'm switching through my inventory right here, trying to get stuff to happen. So the second thing that I'm gonna talk to you guys about is that second thing where it's a theory, right? I think that there's certain characters in Nightmare Zone that have a like a bounty on their head. And what I mean by that is when you spawn out with that character, for some reason or the other, immediately, boom, 3 pharaohs show up, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? And then Juggernaut show up, more pharaohs, Juggernaut, pack of blood zombies. You're like, whoa, 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 what's going on there? So if you notice that character I was playing with, everywhere I went, there was just just an insane amount of zombies being thrown in my direction. And then you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, well, Prime, you were driving around, that's why it happened. Okay, you could be right, but I do have a running theory, and I would like to ask you guys, what do you guys think about my running theory? This is swordplay right here, guys. This is why I really enjoy swordplay so much. This character's it's becoming one of my favorite characters in this playthrough. Not only does she look cool as hell, but she's the only thing she's missing is Gunslinger to be like what I call my premier character. So probably this character or the leader character. I got to see which leadership she has. It's either her or the one that's a leader right now. I believe she's a sheriff. So one of them is going to get that book. That I spent my hard-earned influence to get. So that's going to happen. But back to the targeting bounty theory. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I think that there are certain characters in this game that you will, and I mean you will, get them to come after you super hard. And then you log in with another character, like right here, and it's not that bad. And the rest of the episode is not going to be as bad as the first part of this episode, which, leads me to believe that there's certain characters that have targets over their heads, like a bounty, like they got a bounty over their head. And I think I may be just being paranoid about it, but it sure hell feels that way. And my first theory about the game ramping up in day 3, day 5 was right. I didn't have the explanation, the numbers on why it happened, but I hope maybe one day we can get confirmation that the programmers have that built in. Like there's a character, like, okay, this character, we want to kill it, so we're gonna go after it harder. So let me know what you guys think of my theory. Prime, you out of your mind, or no, Prime? I've had that happen to me. There we go, Pharaoh. I believe that's a Pharaoh, right? No, that was just a red zombie. This character is so good, man. That it's just a dream to use her right now. Where she's at right now, it's where I like characters to be. If you guys notice, I got a front grab, so front grab with swordplay. I can funnel these guys right there, see, and I could just take them out one at a time with absolute ease. See, I've had other content creators that I've watched their strategy guides, and I've also, I watch a lot of people play. I'm gonna be honest, from like people like Fall Down, Go Boom, Get Good Fox, I watched Studio H play. I watched my homegirl Red Cougar play. I've even watched BM Brian Maynard play as well. And everybody that I've watched play this game has a distinguished way of playing. They have like their go-to moves. They have their go-to strategies, and I like to see what works the best and see if I can incorporate that into my playstyle. Right now, I'm doing the boot gang, not because I'm trying to be cute. It's just because I don't want to waste resources. I don't, I don't have that many resources, but I do have a couple pipe bombs, so I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. I'm not trying to kill play card slow. It's just that my lack of resources are not allowing me to play the way I want to play. So boom, I got some grenades, which is a good deal here. I believe that I can't tell what that Mac 10 is. A Mac 10 or is it just a 22 Uzi? Couldn't tell right off the go, but that's not a bad deal. And any kind of weapon that you pick up from a play card, it's valuable. And I'm gonna say it's valuable for two reasons: either A, it has bullets, or B, it has the ability for you to be able to break it down. So I believe I'm gonna set an outpost there, and I'm gonna go to my car, and I realize something. I believe my car is totally jacked. I believe this is. Let me see. Yep. See. So when I left this car here earlier, there was a bunch of zombies, and one of them were juggernauts, and I'm guessing that they ran over the car, and because of that, my car is damaged. So now I have to get a repair kit, which is not a big deal. I'm gonna start looking through these houses here, and there's a possibility these crates, if you go to these either uh, hardware stores or workshops, there's a chance you'll get a toolkit. So that's why I came in here looking for. I came in here looking for a toolkit and the possibility of getting a book, and a rucksack will be nice too. So it's a win-win. So since I was gonna loot this area anyway, um, a little bit, my car being damaged like that didn't hurt my feelings too bad. So again, I see I got a bunch of consumables that I can trade for trade vendors, and I do, like I said, I have a trade vendor that I'm itching to go get this particular gun for the Elite Eternal Guard, which I have not forgotten. So as you guys saw, my wit went up there, my stuff went up to 4 stars. So I'm getting closer and closer to this character being pretty dope. Now the car is not movable right now, but I can still store rucksacks in it. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I believe that's what I'm gonna end up doing is it's building an outpost in this area and taking it from there. So now that we've actually taken a small break from actually getting bombarded by zombies, I can actually I did something there. You guys notice that the door was locked. I dropped down to one knee. I picked a lock because I have stealth. Another great ability to have in the game, specifically in Nightmare Zone, that you want to prevent making excessive amount of damage. Good lord, no, excessive amount of noise. So you want to keep your noise down as much as you can. So obviously breaking windows and barging through doors is excessive amount of noise attract zombies. So again, just looting this area. In particular, these offices for most of the time either A, have good mods in them, and the other thing that I'm looking for are books. So I'm hoping to get a book. Specifically, the agriculture book is the one I'm really looking for, but I didn't get it there. As you guys can see, I got a medicine book, and I think that's what's going to trigger me to make an outpost is that medicine book. Um, and because I'm starting to get a lot of stuff here, and I want to be able to get it. So if you guys notice, I pick it up, I look inside. There's absolutely no penalty for leaving the stuff in there. There's another book as well. Um, and there's absolutely no penalty from leaving the stuff there. So if you're looking for books for fifth skills, like I'm about, I want to do. There you go. I decided, oh well, I'm just gonna make a darn repair kit, and now I believe I'm gonna set this place up as my outpost. I believe that's what I'm thinking right now to do. So, because I gotta have a way to pick up my repair kits. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I canceled my old outpost, which was a food outpost, and I'm setting this one up to be an outpost. So I'm waiting for it to the timer to go off. Boom, reset, and now I have all the stuff that I want to throw in the in the supply locker. Now, if I was smart, right, I would actually empty out my pockets here whatsoever. Just have whatever clip I have in my gun, and then go out looting with this character. But I ended up not doing that. I ended up repairing the vehicle first, and I believe um, I'm gonna walk away. Yep. So I left the books over there. I know that they're there. I do intend to go back there to loot. So probably on the next episode, we're gonna spend some time over in that area, looting that area up real good and getting picking up those books, those medicine books, and I can't remember what the other book was, and getting those class books going. So I think right now I'm gonna go to the house, and I want to think that I think I got enough influence for what I want to do. Oh, I think hmm, I think it's because my house is being attacked. I think that's why I ended up returning back to the house. I didn't want to take the penalty for losing 3 ammo. Yeah, that's exactly what I think I decided to do there. So now I'm just gonna defend the house. This shouldn't be a big surge because you guys notice my noise is not above the yellow, so it's gonna be like a medium surge. It won't be nothing that this community can't handle. Just be zombies that come in, and the surge in this game are cool. I just wish there would be a little more involved, like different type of surges, not just like the same. Few zombies come. Sometimes you get some armor zombies. Yeah, you might get a barrel. But it's not like what I considered a huge surge, or even small surges are not. You know, um, I won't say that they're difficult because they're not. They're pretty darn easy. The ones that are hard are the ones that you're making a lot of noise for. Level 3 surges. Could be a little bit more difficult, especially if the Juggernauts decide to corner your characters and do some more with Plague. That's probably the worst part about it. But right here in the beginning house, with the amount of people I have, it's not going to be too difficult to do. So um, I'm just kind of like going through the motions here and just killing zombies, making sure nothing crazy happens. It's out of my control, and I believe after this, I'm gonna head over to the trader and pick up that gun because I believe now I have enough influence to do it. So, and then what we're gonna work on is moving. So on the next episode, for sure, I know for sure we're gonna be working on moving. So half of the episode I'm gonna spend looting, the other half I'm gonna spend on maximizing the amount of plague hearts I can kill and building enough influence to be able to move hopefully to the police station in that episode. And then we're gonna reach a point in the game where I am past the beginning part of the game. Now I'm gonna focus on the end game. So I have people, they're not great, but I have them. I have a decent amount of guns. I'm gonna be able to make a decent amount of bullets. uh, the game, I can start moving a lot faster after the next episode. I can assure you that, guys. I'm moving a lot quicker. So ended up getting a little bit of a mob here of zombies. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, it's a medium surge. It's not like the end all be all. You know what I mean? So now I notice that I do have the influence I need. I'm carrying a Molly just to be safe. I'm running around with a 22 because it's the cheapest round. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna be running with a 22 a lot, to be honest with you. Uh, from this point on, I'm gonna be running probably with that little 22, uh, specifically when we move to the police station because it's so cheap to make that ammo. It doesn't cost that much to do it. So that's um that's definitely a plus when it comes to 22. So yeah, guys, we completed this particular surge. I'm gonna go ahead and empty out this vehicle. I know that if I throw that extra supply up, it's gonna go to waste. So I ended up putting it on the extra car that I have on, that I have parked right there. And I decide, well, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of these zombies that are there, so I can get some extra influence. Because I am on the influence grind right now, and of course, armor zombies show up, so we're gonna take care of these guys as well. She's a sword specialist, so it's I don't know, man. To me, oh, look at that. Oh, good old Pharaoh shows up. No problem. We're gonna get a little yoked up here a little bit, but it's it is what it is. I think he caught me off guard there. I didn't notice him, but I put some distance in a wall between me and him. Now we funnel him and we'll take him out. So, boom. That should be the end of him. So that's how you deal with pharaohs. You tried your best to funnel them and to give yourself distance. Now, I don't know what the hell triggered all these zombies to show up, but they're triggered. So now we just gotta take care of them. Even though we just finished a surge, we got more zombies that came in. So that happens from time to time. Okay, now I took a little bit of damage. I believe I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself up a little bit if I'm smart. I hit a band-aid up, and then I'm gonna see what kind of, yep, there we go. So I'm gonna pick up all the extra torches. Now what I should have done there, guys, and I kind of regret, it's actually grabbing a bigger backpack, grabbing more of those toiletries and those tradables. But I think I decided that I'm just gonna be like, look, let me just go get this eternal guard, because the longer I stay in this base, the more zombies keep showing up. So I think that's what pushed me to just say F it and go straight to the trade vendor, which is what I'm doing right now. And that's the goal. The goal is to go trade vendor, pick up my elite eternal guard, and then you guys gonna see me uh, use a term, right? And I remember I think I got this question asked on one of my streams, like, what is the best way to kill a plague heart? And those are tough questions, because when you ask that question, it's kind of an open-ended question. And if somebody says, well, Prime, what's the best way to kill a plague heart? And I say, well, and then I'm going to ask a counter question. What do you mean, what's the best way to kill a plague heart? Is it, we're looking at the efficiency of killing the plague heart? Like, what do you waste killing the plague heart? Because in my mind, that's like the way I'm going to go about killing plague heart. It's the most efficient way of killing it. Or are we talking about time to kill, TTK? What is the fastest way to kill a plague heart? Those are two different loaded questions. So that's something I'm gonna try to answer in this playthrough. I'm hoping I get and this is incredible. We got the elite eternal guard and the vector in there. That's insanity, man. That doesn't happen often there. By the way, guys, that does not happen. I promise you. What just happened there does not happen. Um, to me, often. So I think that's the sixth time in a 2-year span that I've gotten the elite eternal guard. And one time I got it from a special container. The other 5 times have been from that vendor. So as crazy as that is, that's how I've gotten the elite eternal guard. So again, I got it. I burnt all my influence, which is okay. We're gonna head back to the house, offload. So I'm gonna ask you guys some questions. What do you guys think of this playthrough? Should I continue this playthrough to the end, or are you guys satisfied with the information that I've given you guys? Like I said, I'm a little torn about this particular video because of the amount of time it takes me to get it going. I gotta record it and then I gotta voice it over. So it's a 2-step process. It gives me more insight when I do it this way. I'm not distracted by what I'm doing, but it is double the work. So Let me know what you guys want me to do. I'm gonna give this video a couple days to see what kind of response I get, and then I have to make a decision if I'm gonna continue this playthrough or not. So I kind of want to finish it because at this point, if you follow the guide to this point where I'm at right now in the game, um, and you use the techniques I spoke about, I told you step by step what you need to do, like to get yourself to be self-sustaining. If you follow those steps, um, verbatimly, you're gonna succeed in Nightmare Zone. You know, so uh, the whole goal is for you to succeed in Nightmare Zone and to get better ideas. But that's what I want to know, guys. I want to know if you guys want me to finish this playthrough. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hopefully, this video is the video that makes you, indebted to me. And you hit a subscribe button. All jokes aside, 50% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So it would be awesome if you hit that subscribe button, guys. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like the button. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you subscribe to the channel, don't forget to hit the notifications. And most importantly, guys, leave a comment. Interactions and comments, whether they're questions or positive feedback or even negative feedback, um, it inspires me to go further. When I get no feedback from a video gets no views, no likes, no interaction. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I get very demotivated, and I end up just abandoning play, playthroughs. I've had in the past because of that. I just said, no, nobody cares, so why should I, why should I keep going? All right, guys, that's all I have for now. You guys have a great day or night. Light, love, and peace. Congrexes. Checking out.